The life millions of people were promised was built for a world that no longer exists. And I think deep down, a lot of people can feel that now. Because more and more people are doing everything they were told to do. Working hard, staying responsible, trying to build a stable future. And still somehow feel left behind. And the strange part is, if you zoom out, it kind of starts to make sense. Because a lot of people are still following a path that was built for a world that doesn't really exist in the same way anymore. Not in some dramatic, everything changed overnight way, more like it just slowly drifted over time. So slowly, most people didn't notice until the results stopped matching the effort. For a long time, the path was pretty simple. Do well in school, get your degree, go get a stable job, build a life from there. And for a while, it worked. You could graduate, get hired quickly, and a single income could realistically support a decent life, a car, a house, a family. So that idea got passed down. Not because anyone was lying, but because it used to be true. The problem is, we kept following the same blueprint long after the world changed around it. And if you really think about it, school kind of reinforced that system on us. From a young age, you're trained to operate a certain way. Follow instructions, don't mess up, do what you're told, repeat the information, and then get it right over and over. It's not really about figuring things out independently. It's about doing things the correct way or the way that they tell you. And that would be fine if life still rewarded that structure the same way it used to. But that's where the gap starts showing up. Because over time, the cost of everything important started moving faster than people's ability to keep up. Housing, rent, groceries, healthcare, education, it all adds up in a way that feels completely different than it used to. And it creates this weird situation where people are doing what they were told to do, but the outcome doesn't match the effort anymore. So instead of feeling like you're building progress, building towards a future of some kind, it starts to feel like you're just trying to stay in place. Like no matter what you do, you're still behind the version of the life you were expecting. And on top of that, there's this constant pressure to do more education, more experience, more certifications, more hours at work, going into more debt. But even after all that, there's still no guarantee of a stable life. Meanwhile, companies change faster than people can adapt, and loyalty doesn't carry the same weight it used to. A lot of the roles now just feel replaceable. And people can feel that, even if nobody says it out loud. That constant background stress of, if something goes wrong, how far away am I from everything falling apart? And we've all experienced this at some point. And I think that's really where a lot of this modern stress we have comes from. Not just money, but the dependency. Your entire stability is tied to one job, one system, one paycheck. And that makes everything feel like the stakes are higher because you're always aware that one change could throw everything off. But I don't think this is just a negative story. It's more like a transition, and the people handling it better aren't necessarily the ones working harder in the old system. They're the ones building outside of it little by little, learning new skills, understanding money differently, creating options instead of relying on one path, which has become honestly the riskiest thing you can do nowadays. And over the next few years, you're going to see a clear split. Some people will keep waiting for things to go back to normal, which I'm telling you right now, they're never going to go back to normal, whatever normal was. 50 years ago, if you think things are going to be like it was then, or even 20 years ago, it will never go back to that. The other people out there who see this and accept it are adapting, and they're making adjustments in their life. And that's the difference that's going to matter most. Making the necessary adjustments where you can. Not your intelligence, not even the effort you put in, just the ability to adapt and adjust. Most people won't really do anything with this. They'll hear it, they'll think about it for a second, and they may even agree. And then they'll move on with their day. They'll scroll on to the next video, and they'll forget all about this. But a smaller group won't. That's who this message is for. They'll start paying attention to what's changing. They'll start learning new skills, start building a bit of independence in their life. Because having independence in your life financially is the only thing that is going to be able to protect you from all these changes that are going to happen over the next few years, few decades. And in this new world that's coming up quicker than people realize, the people who can adjust are the ones who are going to do better.